Good morning students, 11th Commerce. My name is Naresh Sharma and today's topic is 5-year plans. India got independence in 1947 after British ruler. So our country was poor that time. Poverty was there, unemployment was there, low GDP was there, national income was low, right? So all things were very low. Living standard of people was low, illiteracy was there, backwardness was there. So India startings 5-year plan in 1951 under the Planning Commission of India, which make the policy, the plans, and after that we having two major plans or objectives for their long-term objectives that we started for the 20 years, and short-term objectives that plans were for the 5 year. So in our basic 5-year plans, you know that different plans we having 1951 it started 1951 to 1956. Okay, so that means it was you know that short-term plans. But before that, we will discuss about the long plans, that is growth. We having to achieve the economic growth in our country, to accelerate the GDP, national income, per capita income, output, production, productivity, self reliance. That is, we will discuss the latter part. So growth, we want to achieve the growth in our country. That the growth will not be possible whenever at least we have not the increase of national income, GDP, per capita income, output of the production, right? So these are the basic things we have to increase. So that's why we go for the growth of the country. So after that, modernization. Next thing goes there. Our country was, you know that that was not modernization. Railways, infrastructure, communication facilities, banking, insurance, finance, everything. You know that comes under the modernization. Increase the technology. So you know that roads were there, railways were there, or other network infrastructure facilities to be provided, hospitals or other things to be modernized, to advance in you know the introduction of the advanced technology, right? So we have to achieve this one target by modernizing our economy. Self-reliance means you know that the, as we know, we are the second largest populated country, in the world after China. So second largest populated country, we need to self-reliance in food grain also, right? We need to be export the things, whatever surplus, not to import more. So that's why there was our target to, at least in food grain or consumer goods, we have to self-reliance, right? So equity means that unequal distribution of income should not be there. So everyone should get the equal right, equal wealth or equal right. That was the target. That was long-term objectives of the economy. But after that, we started our short-term plans were there, and we started our short plan in 1951 to 56. First plan we started. This is the first plan. Main objectives were there to food security, plus you know that eradication of poverty was the main problems, right? Everybody should be given the food security. At least those persons who are not able to having to foods, they must be given food per day. So they should not be deprived of all these facilities. So food security was the main target of our economy. Then poverty was the major problem in Indian economy that we faced from the you know that time of Britishers. So it has to be reduced, or you know that employment to be increased. Employment, right? That was the main things what we discuss in this, or other things in this next plan 1956. We started in 1956 next plan. So that was also a 5-year plan. So but basic objective was to rapid industrialization. We have to grow in the industrial sector. We have to you know that install the basic industries in India. Small scale industries or large scale small scale industries were there also, but large scale industry like textile industry, sugar mills or cement industry, or other industries which are produce goods at a large scales, we have to go for the basic industries, right? So any country's growth depend on the industries. So if industries are not there good, or they are not up to the mark or not at the standard of so basic industry must be installed, right? After that, eradication of unemployment from the economy, unemployment, okay, right? That has to be a biggest problem in the Indian economy, right? So it has to be, we have to give the more opportunities to the people. We have to because we know that we are more of the 72% population of India country, they depend on agriculture. This is the main occupation. So still we having in agriculture also disguised unemployment is there, right? Disguised unemployment. That has to be, what it means disguised unemployment means disguised unemployment means that that the less people are required at work or more is employed, that is called disguised unemployment. So we have so many problems were there in these plants. Our plants were ahead further, and we want to get the growth rate at 5%, and we achieved it up to some extent. So after that, that education was the main. We have to provide the elementary education, health to all the peoples of the country of the world. So we introduce that a lot of primary health center, community health center, hospitals were there, nurses are there, doctors are there. So still that in all plants having some basic important that every plant have some importance, but we discuss only two plants over here, that in 1956 and 1951 the basic problem which we faced in our economy, rapid industrialization to increase the GDP, increase the level of standard of living of the peoples, to give the food security of the citizen of the nation. That was main problem. Poverty is one of the main problem which we faced from earlier at the time of Britishers. That why our country was backward. So we have to accelerate the growth or achieve all these target in the 5-year plans having some special motive or long-term plans, that is for 20 years. After that, so many revolutions were there, green revolutions were there. We introduced the LPG model in 1991. We discussed so many times in the classes also. So LPG, L for liberalization, P for privatization, G for globalization was there. So a lot of amendment has been done after independence. That we are a developing nation of the world. India, or second largest popularity of the country, we have to be self-reliant, or unequal distribution still we find out in our economy, because most of the people, they are having high incomes. 80% people having 20% national income, for example, or 20% people 20% having 80% national income. So there is a disparity between income and income of the rich and poor. So that's also we find out in our economy till now. So it's a problematic situation for all of us. So we have to eradicate all these things from our economy. So at least we can say, whenever we start our 5-year plan, we see today's graph in 2021, increase in our GDP, increase in national income, more employment opportunities given, that private sector also came forward, and public sector also work tremendously nowadays, and that both sector has grown up. In this plan there are some specific that parameter which are sent, which are started by the government to at least solve all the basic problems which we faced in our economy. So we discussed these plans 1951, 1956. There we having up to 2012, 17 we were at the 12th plans. So that having some specific, but all the similarities are there in different plans. The main similarities that remove the poverty, to increase the GDP, national income, per capita income, full employment to the agriculture development or industrial sector development. This is all about in this plan. So I go through my video, and I hope that you will understand. So have a nice day.